today's show, we're going to make meatloaf. And meatloaf is one of those dishes that is different in every household. You have your basic ground beef, egg, onion, breadcrumbs. In my recipe, I like to throw in some hidden vegetables, and I have a secret ingredient as well. My meatloaf is always very moist, and we don't always find that we put any sort of covering or sauce on top of it. So today we have bell pepper, a couple of eggs, an onion, a carrot, the secret ingredient. These are hot chili peppers, breadcrumbs, and ground beef. I usually use anywhere from 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds of ground beef, and I make more than one meatloaf as I like to share, and I always send one off to somebody.
One of the wonderful things about this recipe are the hidden vegetables. You're not going to necessarily know that they're in your meatloaf, but it is the ingredient that makes it extra moist. So I have my brother-in-law Ray, and he hates bell peppers. He had too many of them in the Navy. He really dislikes them. And yet he's had my meatloaf and he likes it. I've served it to him a few times, and I haven't told him that the bell pepper was in there. I just sort of silently giggled to myself. We actually talked about this recently, and he knows, but I think he'll still eat this meatloaf regardless, because he doesn't have this overwhelming sense of bell pepper in it. It's a great way to sneak in those veggies to those brother-in-law Rays out there, to your husbands, to your kids, if you're just trying to increase the amount of vegetables in their diet. This is a really easy way to do it.
So now we're going to put our vegetables into a food processor. And really just large chunks. That's all you need. They'll just kind of go in there. This is what's going to make it extra moist. Okay. So I'm just going to take this off. Some nice looking veggies here. You're just going to put your vegetable mixture inside with your meat. So sometimes what I'll do is if I have a leek on hand, I'll add that in also. Sometimes a couple of cloves of garlic if I'm in the mood. I do always use an entire onion, a bell pepper, and a carrot. If the carrots are small, whoa, loud. If the carrots are small, I'll just add a couple of them, or one large carrot. Those are the things I always add. Okay, so that's gonna go in. You're gonna add your egg. About 1/2 cup or so of breadcrumbs. And sorry, I never actually measure. I'm gonna salt to taste. So my secret ingredient, these are just hot chili peppers, and they're in a juice. So what I'll do is I will just pour some of this juice in, and I can't say it's a consistent amount every time, obviously, right? Now what I'll do is when I run out of the juice, which I'm almost out in this jar, I'll take out these chili peppers, I'll take the stems off and put them in my food processor with the vegetables. And then just go ahead and mix everything up.
I'm combining my ingredients with a spoon, but if you want to dig in there with your hands, go for it. It's your meatloaf after all. Spoon your meat mixture into your pan and form it so it looks like a meatloaf. You just sort of pat it, get those edges. I always make this smaller meatloaf as well. There's always a loved one that we send it off to, and I literally make this extra one every time I make meatloaf. This goes into a preheated 350-degree oven. I set my timer for 40 minutes for the small meatloaf, and then cook it an additional 10 minutes or so for the larger meatloaf.